Let's talk about exposure. And I really want to talk about light and shadow because this is this gorgeous quote that really encapsulates what it really means to be doing when you actually start advertising and marketing effectively and in a really good way. So here it is. This house receives all splendor from the sun. Here, the light is mingled with shadow. Do you want your light totally pure? Leave the house and climb up onto the roof. Now again, this is Rumi, but the whole point here is that when we are really ready to have our business be seen and grow, and we are full of belief about our business, like we were talking about really in the episode here about your grace specifically, how much do you believe in your business? Then you take it to the next level, which is about getting exposure. That is all ads is, right? So often people really confuse ads with the conversion mechanism or getting a lead, getting a purchase, right? The ad is actually getting eyes on your offers, right? It's getting people to see your stuff. When people see your stuff, they get to decide if they want to become a lead or make a purchase with you. But you need people to consistently see your stuff in a higher quality way, and that's good advertising. But ads are there in that way to expose you in perhaps a way that you're not prepared for, right? When I do a launch debrief for any private clients, I will always include, right? For X amount of money, you've reached 72,000 people. For X amount of money, you've reached 112,000 people. Like, if that doesn't blow your mind, that you're like, oh my God, I put some money out there and I am able to reach hundreds, if not thousands, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of people. And that is taking you up to a next level. But that means something else is happening below the surface, which is you are fully out there. You are exposed. Now, when we have something that we really want to put out there and sell and get exposure with and share with the world and see people to get transformation, we want all the exposure we can get. But if we are not quite there yet, we are oftentimes holding back. Right? And if we are holding back, if you find yourself holding back from advertising especially, you probably don't fully have the rest of the pieces in place, like belief in what you have to offer, or belief that you should be charging as much, or I don't know, all the other beliefs that are truly limiting beliefs, as good coaches like to say. But they're there to stop you and put you in a place of you're not ready. Right? Actually, advertising, like I've discussed so many other times, it's there for two main reasons, right? The second one is the one we usually think of immediately, which was what we think of advertising. Advertising is there to get people's eyes on my offers. I want to get leads. I want to get purchases. I want people to see this offer so I can get both of those. But the first thing is just as important, which is I need to find out what my audience wants and I will give it to them. And when I can give it to them, I fully believe in how what I have to offer is going to impact them. What you have to offer will change their life, their business, their relationships. When you are there to offer that specific thing, I want you to realize that getting the most exposure is the way to do this. So here's what we need to talk about. What is holding you back? Do you have any concern about exposure? Back in the day when I was first figuring all this stuff out and for myself years and years ago, right, in different markets and different audiences, right, it was a state of, well, I don't know if I want this many people to see me, right? The internet was still kind of new for all this type of stuff. Yes, I am that old. But most of all, right, do I want people to know this much about me? Do I want people to make judgments upon me, especially? Right? Especially making judgments about me. That person is X, that person is Y, that person's so X, Y, and Z. And let me tell you, the thing that I always tell somebody, especially someone new to large scale advertising where they are going to put enough money in to reach tens of thousands of people, I have to have that conversation to say, you are now opening yourself up to the big wide world and you are going to connect with so many of the right people, but other people are going to slide under that fence of high quality, And you're going to get trolled periodically. Everyone gets trolled. The first time you get trolled, you should take a screen cap of it and put it on your wall. And if you don't want to be that open about it, just save it so you can look and sometimes go, that's a sign that I was ready for exposure. And that's exactly what advertising is going to do. Good advertising, right? Advertising that has a structure, it has a flow to it. It brings people in a way that it just leads from one step to the next. That's what we're talking about, especially with Facebook ads. But the key here is you need to prepare yourself for exposure, because at the end of the day, we are always going to have darkness and light here on the ground, right? If we are staying on the ground and not choosing to go up to the rooftop and say, look at my stuff, right? That's what you have to do. That's what you are effectively doing, right? If you're choosing to stay and perhaps stay half in shadow and half here, your audience isn't going to understand what you're offering. Your audience is not going to feel comfortable enough moving forward. Your audience is not going to go through that know, like, and trust process. Do they know you enough? Are you exposed and open enough so that they can know you to some degree? Do they trust you because they have some familiarity? I gotta say, an interesting thing, I'm a deep introvert and I like deep friendships and deep relationships. I can have small talk, but I'm not the best at superficial relationships and superficial conversations, right? I'd rather get to the heart of the matter because it's exciting and beautiful to me. But when you have to stay in that space, right, a lot of people aren't like that. Your audience, they may want to go deep, but they want to go deep quickly. Your audience, they need a little to feel connected, right? They don't need to know your whole life experience and TMI. They do not need TMI. In today's day and age, I do not believe in TMI, right? I believe there's a lot of TMI. I don't believe you need TMI. Too much information is not good for anybody, especially in a business context. And I fully believe that, right? Unless you're in a very specific niche, you should not be sharing a lot of specific information because it's not cute on anyone. And maybe that's for my audience specifically. Maybe someone else's audience is like, you can't tell me enough. I'm down with it. Question is, are those people buying? Or are they just loving an interaction? That's a different story. But ultimately, we are on the ground. We're always going to stay in light and shadow. We have to constantly step into the light. And if stepping into the light is a little more challenging for you because you may be, like me, introverted, you may not want to go through the hassle, right? This is not all that exceptional. I'm not like an A-list movie star, right? But this is an effort versus how I woke up this morning, right? Shaving, a little hair stuff, a little this, making sure I'm not looking completely destroyed, whatever it takes. We are making an effort. I want you to give yourself credit for making an effort, but know that it does require that you go up and stay in the light because you have so much to be showing people and sharing with people. But you need to give it light so that they can see you. Advertising is exactly that. So I'm going to come back to the question and let me know here, what is holding you back from that still? What is stopping you from letting yourself be exposed in a beautiful way? How can you step into your grace more so that you can allow the right bits for your business to move forward to be exposed, right? We don't need TMI. Don't worry. No one's asking you for that. But most of all, how can you share the most important things to your audience and know what is important to them? That's the key. Let me know here, but step into this light and use ads. It's so immediate, right? This organic and emails and maybe some affiliates, right? Oh, wishy-washy. Ads, you control it. You control the budget. You control the process. You get to stay closer to your audience really fast, really immediate, and you get to move your business forward faster. If you want to grow and scale, this is the direct answer. I'll see you next time.